Yeah, probably not the best hip-hop name, huh? Especially in the rap game. Yeah. I want next to a big stupid leader concert. Give me the line. Ooh, he's getting a low angle. Oh, I've got it. Come on. Big Scoop's movie poster right over it. Yeah. Damn right, Lord. Florida War? Okay. Right over your face, Nick Cage.
Awesome. Cool. We'll show you more after. It was easy to get there. It was worried.
I just got a shot of sweat.
And there's the new World Trade Center 7.
Christopher J. Scudder.
Arthur Warren Scullen.
Michael Herman Seaman.
Margaret M. Seelig.
Scott Mitchell Shozo.
Jimmy Walters, camera woman.
Don't let Jimmy see that.
What? Harry, he just lectures people about like the facts behind the World Trade Center, you know.
It says the trees must have acted like a buffer, or the buildings fell in one direction. Not even the headstones in the courtyard were touched. There was one big sycamore tree that gets knocked over. They branched the roots to show people. Do you know how many built the World Trade Centers? And most of them go like this.
And my brother, Courtney Wainsworth Walcott.
7 built the World Trade Centers, 9 buildings are physically gone. Thousands of people lost their lives here who are underground, didn't even know what's going on. What? I said, you thought it was 2 office buildings? I know. 8 levels underground, 7
called me, and she's like, there's a fire, they told us to leave.
Crazy, but you know, that's what we're leaving to. No sense of actually free speech or...
Well, I ran into a fire. I ran into Paul Isaac over there.
Yeah, Paul Isaac is,
But dude, I mean, like,
he knows a lot.
He's touchy, man. Yeah. He's really touchy, man. Like, he doesn't like people being upfront, like being like in your face about it, like, you know, inside job, yada. But I mean, he's got a lot of good advice.
You think it's okay to use public sidewalk, people still walk no matter what?
Actually, I'm not even part of this. You started attacking me, which made them associated.
Okay. You're the victim again. Here we go.
everybody. Let's feel sorry for the guy who was walking by and got victimized.
Oh, because I labeled you as snitch.
Okay, let's be democratic. Okay, another democratic vote. Who feels that this behavior is inappropriate at a public memorial for 3,000 people who were killed?
You earned your $200 bonus. Now go collect. Go collect.
Okay, we're collecting. We're collecting because you're on video just like we're on video, buddy. People are watching you now. Somebody had to put this guy in place.
I agree with you on this one. I agree. This
is not the appropriate time, and it's not the appropriate place to do this. This is. You're going to cause a riot in here. This is what they're looking to do. They want to make up a story so that they can make themselves look like victims of oppression. You know what he said about the cop? The cop worked for the Pentagon? Come on. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard from somebody who's trying to provoke. And since he couldn't provoke the situation that he wanted, he started using profanity and foul mouth. And I'm not going to fall for that. I'm not going to fall for that because he wants to get hit. That's what it is. He wants to see the police come and abuse their rights so they can scream, look, the bad cops, and it's the New World Order. That's what their whole tactic is. The whole tactic is garbage. You know? People wouldn't live like this in the ghetto. I can tell you that. I'd take these people to East New York, and I bet you they would not survive there. I don't want to cause any more of a scene. I'm sorry. People have to be defended.
Listen, if you just watch this with an open mind, it's an hour long.
Sure, I'd like to watch it with an open mind. But you guys have totally
I'm not with these people, first of all.
but you guys discredited yourselves,
What
man.
did we discredit ourselves?
Look, you discredited yourselves by, number one, not taking into account saying, wait a second.
You haven't given me one shred of evidence on the official version.
Today is a wrong day to do this.
It's the only day to do it,
if it had been somebody that you lost in this building.
I didn't lose anybody. How do you know?
Because I can tell
I'm from New York, sir.
Bro, I worked at these towers, okay?
Listen,
my firehouse
so
was
did
right
50,000
across the
other
street.
people, brother.
And if I'm finding it insulting that you come here with this rhetoric, then what do you think the rest of these people?
What do you know? What do you know what are you discrediting that these people are saying? That's what I want to know.
I'm not discrediting what they're saying. I'm discrediting your format. I'm discrediting your presentation.
So then what you're telling me is what we're saying could be true, but you don't care because it's the anniversary.
347 of my brothers died in here. You think I don't care what happened?
I'm asking you, what is the problem
as an auxiliary police officer?
Just name one thing you have a problem with it.
Auxiliary police officer. Do you think I don't care who killed 72 law enforcement?
I didn't say that. That's not my question to you.
Do you think that I would be that callous to
Why won't you answer the question? I mean, you sound like a provocateur. I'll answer any question you got for me, sir. But you won't answer the simple question. What specifically?
I'm giving you a reason.
No, you're not. You're not saying that. What specifically?
Your performance, along with this guy over here.
These guys, I don't know one person here. Not one person. That's not why I came here.
It's called guilty by association.
No, you're making me guilty by association because I defend their First Amendment rights.
You're guilty by your presentation. If I'm selling a Hoover vacuum cleaner, okay, and I come into your house and beat you in the head with it, okay, would that be?
You've made the same point 100 times, but you're not answering my one question. No, we're not.
And I'm trying to be diplomatic about it.
When we're handing out papers and
if your
DVDs
mother died, if your mother died and you loved your mother very much and she died in the most grotesque way,
and someone could tell me what really happened to her, I would say, please tell me, sir.
Do you really think that you're emotionally going to be rational?
Many people are.
Do you think you're rational from here?
Family members suing.
Do you think you're rational from here?
Over 400,
You're only rational from here.
Family members suing the Bush administration for carrying out the attacks.
You have to
Stanley Hilton, a Republican.
Recovery.
Bob Dole's head
called
chief
recovery.
of staff.
You know, people do it when they drink alcohol.
So you're
recovery.
You're not saying
people
one
do
fact.
it when they abuse
you see,
drugs.
that's my problem.
Do you understand what post-traumatic stress syndrome is?
I know exactly what it is.
Oh, so I see. So you know exactly what it is.
Maybe for Vietnam veterans, we shouldn't tell them the Gulf of Tonkin never happened. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should go along with the official version.
Maybe you should take this up in a court of law and not at people's funerals.
It has been in court of law. They've released the tapes.
Why are you insulting these people?
Because I'm not going to wait 40 years for the truth to come out,
It's going to take 40 years.
Well, I'm not going to wait 40 years.
You know how many people wanted John F. Kennedy's death to come out and it still hasn't come out?
Well, we're not here to make it like John F. Kennedy's death, sir.
Oh, I see.
We're here to get the truth out.
You know, the same people who killed Kennedy did this.
Yeah, that's right, sir.
What can you
do you know how Hitler got his power, sir? Do you know Hitler?
Can you prove that beyond a reasoning about?
Anybody who's interested, please come to the screening. It's free. Please come.
People don't know where the Bush family fortune comes from. It comes from Nazi gold, okay? His grandfather, Prescott Bush, was a senator in this country, okay? From 35 to 51, he was Averill Harriman Banking Corporation's CEO and the Nazis' top bank, Fatherland Security. He takes over 2 sovereign nations, Poland and, what's the other one? What's the other one he took over? I forget. But it doesn't matter. It's the same model. It's the same model. And then you incrementally take away liberties, and you just scare the hell out of people, man. And they'll do anything. And we're not with that. You know, we're with the truth.
Thanks for the truth. Thanks for the truth, man.
Smear the hell out of me. Penn and Teller did a whole hit piece on Eric Hushmelt, who did Painful Questions, and Jimmy Walter, who's a philanthropist.
Who's Penn and Teller, the magician?
Yeah, they have a show on Showtime called Bullshit, and basically they sit there and try to disprove things. They didn't even claim the money. War games. Does anybody know about the war games here? They're running several war games that morning, including the CIA at 8:30 in the morning, running a drill of 4 hijacked jets running into buildings. Okay, everybody knows NORAD stood down that day. First time in history. Why did they stand of 20 hijacked jets on their screen? They don't see 4, they see 20. FEMA's here the night before because they're running a bioterror drill. What else needs to be said? I mean, I got 100 more points that I can make on the matter. But the bottom line, the meat and potatoes, is in the video evidence. Bottom line, it's there. And this was an inside job up and down. Do you know who was the head of security here? Until 9/11. His last day was 9/10. Head of Securicom, Marvin Bush. Marvin Bush was the head of security here. You want to know who took his place? Deputy Director of the FBI, John O'Neill. He's the only man in the FBI that had the balls enough to go after al-Qaeda, and then when he tried to arrest these people, Bush signed W-199I in July, saying if him and his agents went after them, they would be arrested under national security. He thinks he gets a sweetheart deal when he leaves the agency, and he becomes head of World Trade Center security. His first day is on September 11th, and he's killed and silenced. What else needs to be said? Why was that not brought up in the commission? What about the lawsuit that David Shippers and other members of the FBI are suing them for? They're suing them for complicity. Not negligence, complicity. And this is the same guy that helped impeach Clinton. This is not a right or left issue, okay? I'm not conservative or liberal, okay? Both of it's bullshit. It's the bottom line. People need to wake up. Bush vacations with Clinton now. 3 weeks ago, Barbara Bush, yeah, you know it, Barbara Bush called him a surrogate member of the family.
Bush is nothing but a Republican bastard anyway. He's a
Republicans, Democrats, my friend.
No, not the Democrats, the Republicans are. Every time there's a Republican in office, wait a minute. Every time there's a Republican in office, we always have financial and economical chaos. Degradation, okay? This was done so that he can start a new world order, so that he can put fear into you to control you. Ain't nobody gonna save you but Jesus Christ. Understand? From nothing. Okay, I don't care.
I agree with you, sir.
All right? I'm not arguing with you. I understand what he was saying, but he's not looking at the real view. George Bush is behind this.
Stop.
That's memory. That's good memory. Like any class.
You don't have to do that. Why do you have to do that?
Well, it's a hard rock. What do you expect?
My son wanted this book. I had told him about it. I said, there's a whole book to get. He knew this bookstore. Let's go get the book. It's the preface of Mike Wallace. It's like a collector's item, man.
Really?
Hey, man.
What book? I have it too, so that's my childhood.
There's some books that won't put back in print again. And I told him about it. He said, oh, yeah, I know this book. I don't do that. No, do it. It's not enough words. My son didn't have it. He told me, no, I'll do it for you.
Well, I have it. I couldn't, so I'm in pain as much as you are, because I witnessed him go up. So we all hurt. Not just you. I am too.
But you understood. You know, this is like...
Well, this is a rock. Don't listen. That's what I am, a rock. My woman has it, her mother, father has it, myself has it, so it's my foster mother does too. So case closed.
Good to see you, man. You see I'm still out here waking him up.
Oh, hell yeah, man. I knew I'd find you here today.
History, don't let it be mystery.
He's another World Trade Center worker who heard an explosion in the basement of the World Trade Center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, see, I didn't even know any of that stuff.
Yeah. So what's your take on 9/11? What happened to your husband?
He was on the 88th floor.
Really?
And to my understanding, he was when he was in the office when the first plane hit. The building shook and they actually saw like fire from the windows.
Yeah.
And the first thing he did was he just told everybody, that they had to leave. There was, don't waste any time, don't stay, just get up and go. Yeah. So he told one lady who made it out. I don't know her last name, Mary something, and she said that he said, I'm gonna go find an exit and I'll be back. And she never saw him again. But other Port Authority workers saw him go up and down a few times.
Yeah, he worked for the Port Authority, right?
They saw him go up and down a few times.
Did you get to speak to him at all? Like, did he call you or anything? Or?
Not at all, no. I wish.
Wow. So do you think our government is responsible?
Oh, wow. Let me see.
I figured I'd just come straight out and ask you. I mean, there's a lot of family members who are straight up. They're like, yeah, I mean, we've been lied to. There's a lot of family members who are really upset because they feel they have legitimate questions that have not been answered.
Of course, but you can go on and on and on about that forever, for a long time, and I guess maybe my healing process is not over yet, so my blame is the person that was responsible.
Yeah.
And I mean, who flew the plane?
Who flew the plane? I don't know.
President Bush didn't fly the plane.
No, he couldn't. So right now you're thinking Bin Laden?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, why not?
I was just curious.
He says he was the mastermind. I mean, who knows? Nobody will ever know, I don't think.
You think?
I don't think so. I don't think they'll ever find him.
Well, what do you think about Willie's testimony that there were bombs in the World Trade Center?
Okay, my personal opinion about the whole thing
absolutely.
Is they had their people working there probably for a long time. Had access to blueprints, thought about this for about maybe 20 years, for all we know, and said, all right, when the time is right, we're going to do this. When they tried in 93, they didn't succeed. They said, okay, you know what? Let's think of another plan. They tried, and this time they succeeded.
So you think that...
We let too many people in here.
What's that?
We let too many people in here.
Yeah. Well...
If I was president, which that would never happen, but if I was president, let me just tell you, you need to know how to read, write, and speak English. You're going to get an extensive background check, okay?
Well, they were right there. George Bush gets thrown out the window.
You got to make sure what you did in your country before you come here and see if you're going to do the right thing. That's how I look at it.
So you're saying you think that the bomb that Willie Rodriguez is talking about in the basement, you're saying al-qaeda planted that there? I mean, you think that's
probably
possible?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know, though.
Why not?
I mean, it takes a lot of expertise and time and skill and planning to wire a building as tall as all I'm saying to you is, to wire a building as tall as the World Trade Center for a controlled demolition takes months and months and months and months of intense planning and science. I mean, a bunch of Muslims.
Yeah, but they didn't get to demolish it. All they did was destroy a couple of floors.
No, but I'm talking about 9/11. I'm talking about the bombs that were in the World Trade Center on 9/11. That's what I'm talking about.
You think so?
Absolutely. I mean, that's what Willie said. Willie's like, there was a bomb in the basement that went off, and then a couple seconds later, the North Tower was hit by a plane.
See, I never heard about that.
Oh, Willie didn't tell you about that? Yeah. I figured.
Proof?
Yeah, I mean, we can give you. I would love to give you a copy of this movie. I mean, absolutely.
Yeah, I would love it. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I would love to give you a copy of my documentary, Loose Change, because this will show you, at the very least, what I'm talking about right here. That, I mean, this was reported by CNN, CBS, Fox. Rick Leventhal was downtown on Manhattan on 9/11. He's like, we were standing here when there was some sort of collapse or explosion, and then, he asked all these people, they're like, was that a collapse or an explosion? They're like, that was an explosion, without a doubt. And I mean,
interesting.
I mean, because you lost your husband there, I realize it's very sensitive material for you.
Right.
But I would love to give you a copy of this movie.
Thank you.
I would love for you to see it at least. Whether or not you agree with it, I would at least love for you to see it.
Just right.
I believe. I mean, the reason I'm doing this, hon, is because I believe your husband deserves the truth. I mean, I believe your husband I want to be honest with you. Our government killed your husband. I mean, without a doubt.
It was murder, absolutely.
I mean, it was murder. It was cold, calculated murder.
Yeah.
But it was not some guy in a cave thousands of miles away. I know it's very hard to accept, but I've been researching this for 3 years, and I have seen so much, just so much proof. It's just like, it's overwhelming. I mean, it comes to a point where you just see all this in front of you, you're like, there's no way. There's no way what our government is telling us is true.
Right,
well, do you know who ran security at the World Trade Center? Marvin Bush.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
I know. Go figure, right? It always comes back to a Bush.
allegedly executes a 330-degree turn at 530 miles per hour, descending 7,000 feet in 2.5 minutes to crash American Airlines Flight 77 into the ground floor of the Pentagon. Its final approach shall be directly across Interstate 395. Knocking light poles out of the ground and bouncing off of the lawn before an impact.